Hi everyone, we are Project Salutaris, a group of Secondary 4 students from Catholic High School. Today, we will be presenting on the mental health of the elderly in Singapore. Here is an overview of what we will be covering today, namely 4 main components: why mental health is important, causes of mental health problems, signs and symptoms of mental health issues, and what you can do to help or reduce the chances of the elderly getting these issues. According to recent studies, a staggering 72% of the elderly in Singapore feel lonely. This is a problem, as many deaths and health issues in Singapore's elderly population have been attributed to loneliness. Furthermore, according to studies made by the CDC, for those aged 50 or older, there is a 50% increased risk of dementia, 29% increased risk of heart disease, and 32% increased risk of stroke. As from the data provided in the previous slide, many of the elderly in Singapore are at risk for mental health problems. This issue is further exacerbated by the rapidly aging population in Singapore, as well as the COVID-19 pandemic. Mental health problems may be difficult to identify, and the stigma surrounding these conditions make people reluctant to seek help. It is important to help our seniors in society deal with mental health issues, especially after how much they have contributed to the society.
Poor mental health has definitely taken its toll on the elderly in Singapore. As such, we should be aware of the telltale signs of this problem in our seniors. Some of the common symptoms of poor mental health include the loss of appetite, frequent temper tantrums, the refusal to take medication, and neglection of personal hygiene. These symptoms should not be neglected, and most importantly, we should seek to understand why some elders may be experiencing these symptoms. As such, we will be going through some of the common causes behind these symptoms in our next slide. Here are some of the causes of mental health problems of the elderly in Singapore. Firstly, the elderly may feel lonely. This may be due to isolation, the loss of a loved one, or the inability to visit their children, especially during the pandemic. These causes may result in them sinking into depression. Secondly, physical limitations are also contributing factors. The elders may be restricted and unable to go for walks in the park, and even attend to basic needs such as bathing or cooking food. The loss of physical ability and independence will also result in them throwing tantrums and being irritable, as the change from providing care to needing care can be drastic for previously independent individuals. Thirdly, mental illnesses can also result in poor mental health. These illnesses include memory loss, dementia, and Alzheimer's. If a person suffers from these conditions, it is commonly followed by anxiety and depression. Furthermore, this can also lead to our previous point of the elderly being lonely, as they may not recognize their family members and friends, especially in the later stages of illnesses such as dementia. The physical and mental limitations will result in a low self-esteem. This is because the incapability to do things that they were once able to do independently has led to the elderly believing that they are not useful anymore, causing them to lose their self-confidence.
A CNA article has stated that in 2019, even though the number of suicide cases for seniors has increased, the number of calls to alert the relevant parties decreased, a sign that more can be done to aid our seniors. So, what should you do to help the elderly? You can keep them physically active and bring them out to exercise. This not only allows the elderly to keep their minds active, it also helps to expand their social circle, reducing chances of loneliness. It cultivates good habits and a healthy lifestyle. Next, you can also talk to them more. By talking to them, you will also be able to gain insight on what they do on a daily basis. From there, you can cater to their needs and wants and create the best living environment for them. The elderly will not feel so bored with your company. Following that, you can also let them know that you care for them and that you are here for them. A little affirmation can go a long way to making the day of the elderly. Lastly, patience and empathy. These are two key traits that will allow you to deepen your connection with the elderly and help them with any problems they may be facing.
However, if the situation is severe, one should seek professional aid. Here are a few of the possible helplines you can use: the Lions Befrienders, the Agency of Integrated Care, and more. There are trained professionals that will be able to aid the elderly if the situation has escalated. Overall, anyone and everyone can spot the symptoms of an elderly suffering from poor mental health and lend a helping hand whenever possible. Let us all create a healthy environment for everyone to live in. With that, we have come to the end of our presentation. Through this video, we hope that you have gained a deeper understanding about the mental health of elderly in Singapore. We are Project Salutaris, and thank you for tuning in to today's video. See you soon!